Hey team, welcome to the Builders Ladder podcast that the top residential building company owners and general contractors listen to get their business ahead and buy back their time while earning more money. Here's what's in store today.
12 people 2 years ago and now we're at 47, and it's only getting better results for members, helping people win faster. And there's a great saying, profit is prince, cash flow is king, but momentum is emperor.
The Builders Ladder is brought to you by The Professional Builder. Get proven systems and expert coaching to reclaim your time, make more profit, and build a systemized, profitable company that buys back your freedom.
What's up, everybody? Owen, Vinnie, Marti, we're here live for another episode of the podcast. How you boys doing?
Doing good. How about you?
Fantastic, thank you.
Not all at once, eh?
Yeah. Well, we had trouble yesterday calibrating our 3, 2, 1.
Oh, damn.
Vinnie, you're good at many things, but one of them is not clapping on cue.
On cue.
I'm going to be honest with you.
It's okay. I'm happy to admit my weaknesses, and that might be one of them, but that's all right.
Yeah. Well, we're all here in the same room because last couple of days we've had our leadership training, and I thought we'd do a little bit of an event debrief. So I sent through my insights, look backs, takeaways from the event. From that list, where do you guys want to start? Let's
I think
give people
number
the
one
feedback.
is environment.
100%.
If you want to change your results, change your environment, change the people that you're around. So if you want to become a great swimmer, in your case,
Yep.
then if you join a great swim club, you're going to be in the pool at 5 a.m. You're going to be eating what they're eating. If they're all eating salad, tuna, lean meat and rice, you're not going to go and sit and have pizza.
No.
So I think number one is environment. So if you want to change your results, change your environment. Get around people who are achieving what you want to achieve. And I think that was a big thing for us to bring everyone together in person in our environment, because we're an online business primarily, and we're growing the offline side with weekly events, but environment.
Yeah.
And to that point as well, like obviously I'm from Australia. You flew over 2 people, one from Sydney, one from Brisbane, myself from Gold Coast, and then obviously we're in Auckland right now. But even the Auckland team, they flew or even drove around to the Park Hyatt, a 5-star hotel, which you guys put up for. So all starts at the top for the leadership. So I need to give you guys a public admission right here on the podcast. So good on you guys for doing that. But obviously that's led to creating such an environment that we're going to run through today on how we're all able to level up, connect with each other, align a lot into the vision that you've initially set for all of us, and how we're going to move forward on that as fast as we can.
Park Hyatt was epic.
It was.
It's so good. I walked in, I'm not going to lie, I walked in and my initial thing was, jeepers creepers. How much is this costing us?
How much did Carla spend?
Yeah, wow. But then after 2 days, I'm like, you know what? The environment massively zapped you up, and like feeling like an absolute rock star for 2 days to step away from the business and away from the problems. Like, you're blinded by problems when you're up in the day-to-day, and you step away from them and you can see them really clearly. And then you get into an environment that zaps you, that inspires you. 5-star hotel is pretty easy to do, rather than saps you and saps your energy away, which is if we were to stay in somewhere that was like El Budget Town sort of thing, you might not feel super inspired, or you might not think big enough to like grow the business correctly. So I agree, environment's huge.
Like, you cannot outgrow your identity. So you need 2 key things to grow. You need to gain the skills that you need to go to the next level. So whether they're capturing variations, building a team, building your management team, consistent sales process that converts. You then also need, once you've gained those skills, you need identity. So you need to level up your identity from builder to business owner to entrepreneur. Because if you stay stuck with your identity as the builder, then you're going to have thoughts that'll keep you stuck or keep you trapped. Like, nobody wants to deal with anyone but me. It's a 10% town. Clients only want to deal with me. You can't price a job that high. You can't charge for quotes, etc. So it's about changing that identity so that you're not running back onto site, putting out fires. You're not the one fixing every problem on the phone, and you're tied to your phone, and you've actually built a business that is more like a prison, and everything's on your shoulders. So I think that's a massive thing, is level up your identity as you grow. And that's what we're helping our team do, is grow into a higher level identity of what's possible for them. And to do that, you have to have a big enough vision for their goals to be able to sit inside your vision.
100%.
I think everything we're going to go through today, obviously about our rundown in regards to the leadership that we went through, every builder that listens to this podcast can immediately apply it to their own scenario around how they're going to run their business,
Exactly.
whether they're building a management team,
Yep.
whether they're leading by example.
Even if you just got like just you and an apprentice, like people don't leave jobs, they leave bosses and opportunities. So you're either a shit leader, people don't follow you, or you haven't set big enough vision and a big enough opportunity for somebody to grow into, and the apprentice will, or the foreman or the project manager or whoever is going to leave the opportunity or leave the boss, the leader. They're not going to leave the job. Like that's what people think they're leaving, but they're actually not. So you're 100% right. It applies to everybody. What's a good one from the list that you took away from the...
Let's start with the top, the disc profile, because that's what we spend.
Yeah.
Oh, will that take?
Yeah.
No, let's start with that.
It's a great one.
I think we spent the longest time on that, and wow, it was so insightful. A bit of a punch to the face. So obviously, we did a disc profiling report, which is a personality test.
Yep.
Disc, D is for dominance, I is for influence, S is for steadiness or steadfast, and C is for compliance. And so, as our head of people would always say, it's about the profile, not the person. And we did some heavy tests around that and some heavy trainings around it. And basically, we learnt a lot about each other. We learnt how to communicate to each other based on our personality styles.
Yep.
It's a bit confronting at first, but yeah.
It was really good because ultimately, if we're just having surface level conversations as leadership team, like you're not getting fucking anywhere. You know, you got to really cut down to the bone. And it's so good to know how people communicate with each other. For example, like Marti's a high D, and it means that you process information quickly, and then sometimes display it on your face
Instantly on my face.
before you like comprehend what your face you're pulling. So somebody will ask like a question which you might think is like
You fucking retarded.
stupid, yeah, and then your face will be like what are you talking about? But the person is just like a high C and being very compliant and like, okay, so all right, dotting I, crossing T, understanding situation and context, and you're just like, dude, just sort it out.
Just do it. I don't care.
I do.
Make it happen.
So very good to know how we can communicate with each other.
Yeah, to match and mirror the behavioural styles that you have on your team and people that you meet every day and clients and subcontractors, so that you know you don't come across like a
Some big ones as well, though, was like with our management team especially, some of our management team prefer to sit on 1 hour meeting or 30, 60 meetings to deliver a point. And
Yes.
that is definitely not my style. Like if I know that a 5-minute Loom video or a written message that said, step 1, do this, step 2, do this, step 3, do this, I'll execute it in 5 minutes and I've saved 60 minutes of my life. And I realize that because now I've realized my personality style. And then I also see the flip side, that our other team, that's how they like to communicate. So being able to know this, it's so powerful for us to actually work, to be more congruent as a team. And like, honestly, like any builder that's got a large management team, I would recommend going through this process so you can clearly communicate things, build processes and systems according to the profile as well.
But you can also hire people based on the profile. So
True.
for example, like your office manager should be relatively high C, like quite compliant.
and
they should,
especially your QS.
yeah, 100%. Like dot I's, cross T's, make sure that the numbers add up. There's no loose ends, things like this. Same with somebody leading the site, making sure that quality standard is met and maintained, and we're not just shooting from the hip. But then at the same time, if they're a high C, you need to understand that the site sometimes needs a bit of a whip crack to make sure that we maintain timelines, because you could build like an exceptional home, but if it's going to take us 4 years to do, then it's not a business, it's a hobby at that point. So, you know, it's really important to make sure that we balance the right people and build the roster with quite a nice mix of the right kind of people, and then those people know how to communicate and get along with everybody, so it's not a car crash.
Absolutely.
Marti, what was another big takeaway?
My biggest one is that none of us are as smart as all of us.
So good.
Boom.
So we gained great synergy from we did a problem solving exercise and basically had a look at what does a 12-star business coaching experience look like? What does it deliver? How does it help people succeed quicker? And it was great to get everyone's input into that and ideas that I've never thought of, and I've been in the industry for 21 years. So alone we can go faster, together we can go further. So I think all those golden nuggets coming to fore.
Yeah. It's such a cool exercise.
And you can apply this on site. You can, in your toolbox meetings, you can say, hey, great, this week we're going to focus on productivity on site. And it might be that for the best ideas that get implemented, you're going to give someone 20 or 50 bucks. They're going to feel rewarded. You're going to put, and it could help, yeah,
it's like
an extra 5, 10, 50K.
Exactly. It's a
the company.
meritocracy because, like, ultimately, sometimes by being in the industry for so long, you can be stuck in the status quo. You can kind of be ignoring new things and, be so close and deep in the weeds that you're not considering alternative perspectives. So that's where, like, your younger team members that are often closer to the coalface, right up against the problem, might have a better solution for the problem. Yep. Or because they're newer to the industry, just like, why don't we do it this way? Or like, why can't we just do it that way?
Exactly.
It's like, you've got a hard job, give it to a lazy person. And they'll find a good way to do it.
Yes, Vinnie.
100%. Yeah, that's a good one. What have you got, Vin?
Big one here is aligning goals and the team focus across all the departments. And again, I'm quite guilty of this, and I think anyone can relate to this, that when we have our own set targets, set roles, and set goals and KPIs, we focus on that and we try to like block out everything else, which is selfish to a degree, but like we have our roles, we got to get shit done. But being able to see the vision of, let's just say, TPB and what you guys want to do, and you always say, and we always tell our members this as well, like you want to create a vision big enough that your team can step into and achieve their goals. And what we were able to do was you did exactly that. And then it started to paint a picture and connect more dots, especially in my mind, like, oh wow, I can get, same thing, I can get fast by myself, but I can get way further if I actually lean off everyone else. And they can also get a lot further if they lean off me and lean off other team members.
Totally.
So I think that is one of the strongest things we could possibly do, is like have a strong vision for your company, and how can your team align with that vision? Because once you have both those things, like you're going to go so fast and so far, it's not even funny.
100%. And you might not always have a clear vision of what it looks like when it's finished. Or you might have a clear vision, but you might not be sure on the exact next steps of how to get there, what the middle part. So I think what you've always referred to, Owen, is have an A, B, Z plan.
Nice.
Clear destination. We want the business to look like this. I want to be working 4 days a week, set it up for succession, be doing $10 million in revenue, be taking home $1 million net, and know that, cool, the next step is to hire an in-house QS. So you've started on that journey, and then you're going to line up with your cash flow forecast. When you're going to hire that person, you're going to work out their job description, their scorecard, their KPIs, and you know, well, shit, that's going to save me 15 hours a week.
Yeah. It's like you're not going to wait to go to the supermarket and wait for all the traffic lights to turn green before you leave for the supermarket. You're going to get going.
Exactly.
You're going to reach a couple of roadblocks, a couple of red lights, and then they're going to turn green, and you're going to end up at the supermarket. You need to know where you're going, what you're building, and not worry about the messy middle. Just get into it. So couldn't agree more. And repeating that vision again and again and again is so important, because, again, if we're not aligned and we're pulling in all these different directions, and it's an absolute nightmare. How many times have you seen, like the QS pricing a job to get it won versus pricing a job at profit? Like, it happens all the time.
Absolutely.
And they go, oh, but that's what it needs to be priced at so that we win the job. And the owner's like, that's not what it needs to be priced at so that we make any money. Like, we're not running a charity here.
Exactly.
Yeah. So aligning everybody on the same vision is not just about, the warm fuzzies. It's about getting really clear around the business that we're building.
And you sell yourself on the vision, the more you teach it to others, you inspire others, and you have momentum towards it, and you build that confidence muscle that we are making progress. We are, like we were 12 people 2 years ago, and now we're at 47. And our business is growing exponentially. And it's only getting better results for members, helping people win faster, world-class coaching. And I think by implementing those systems, relaying the vision of where we're going, you get people to buy in, and you need to sell yourself first. And there's a great saying, profit is prince, cash flow is king, but momentum is emperor.
Yes.
So be in momentum.
Another point to that as well is doing this is also a great retention tool, or you can say like a symptom or another byproduct of this is retaining staff. Like if they can see a vision, and like you're saying, like there's only two ways that they'll leave. They'll leave jobs and they'll leave opportunities. They'll leave bosses and then they'll leave opportunities. When you align them with the vision, they're not going to be going anywhere because you're going to help them achieve their goals.
Yeah,
it's like, and they can visually see, oh wow, I can achieve my goal of buying a house, making X amount of money, having security, having stability. Like, why would I go anywhere else? And
100%.
when I'm in the vision, you know?
Well, that was my last takeaway was like, I really like doing the exercise of a life by design rather than default. So making sure that you're very intentional with your personal and professional goals, and then working back on how you can achieve those, and honestly just like chuck them in the calendar and making sure that that's visible. So one of the things that we did is the precursor to this, what our members do, which is the same page plan, and it's a 100-day holiday. And it's going, okay, cool, next 12 months, when am I going to take my time off? Line it up against like kids' school holidays and stuff. When am I going to, take my short weekends or long weekends? When am I going to have a couple of business milestones of, potentially going to hire this person or, move into a new office or yard space or whatever? And building out and architecting your next 12 months. Because if you don't actually build out the plan, then, like every famous and favorite business adage in the world, right? You plan to fail, you live a life of default rather than design. So just getting that onto paper and then sharing that with everybody. Absolutely. So now we know that like Shane's off and getting married in Fiji. We know that you're looking to do a little bit of remote work. We know that Carla's wanting to run out the events in Aussie next year. It's just provides a lot of clarity for everybody, so we all know what we're chasing and we're working towards.
I think the conversations in the hallway.
It's the moments between the moments, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That are where you're not just having a surface level chat. You're actually going deep into what's the issue, and going first principles thinking, what problem are we trying to solve for? What is the biggest constraint? And if we were to overcome that big domino, is going to set everything else in motion. And I think really getting into the nitty gritty allows you to move forward much faster as a team and a business.
Yeah, big time. So if you've come this far and you're following along, then you probably want to do something similar yourself. My recommendation is to, before you book out the park, hire fly your team in and do all that, is to actually do it yourself alone, but not in the office or somewhere super day to day. You got to go somewhere that inspires you. Head down to the beach, go to a reception of a hotel. You don't have to stay the night. You can just use their lounge sort of thing. I do that all the time.
And their pool.
Yeah. Seriously. You buy something from the bar or the hotel, they don't really mind usually. Trust me, I've done it a lot.
Nice.
And then architect it all out. Use our framework that's available below. And then what you want to share with your team is what we call the same page plan. It does exactly what it says on the tin. It gets everybody onto the same page. What it does, it architects out the celebration of we were here and we're now there. Like we were down here and now we're here. And it then architects out where we're going and what it looks like over the next 12 to 18 to 24 months and what we need to do to get there. And if we achieve these goals, then these are the opportunities and these are the changes that we need to make to achieve them. We're going to need to stop doing X and Y. We need to double down on A and B. So that same page plan is a template that our members use to get their team onto the same page. We typically do it in the first 90 days of a member on the program because we want to enroll the members' team into what they're doing with us.
The team's going to be the one that's going to help implement and execute the systems and strategies into the business. You don't build your business,
you build your team, and they build the systems and processes. So if that sounds helpful for you, then download it at the link below. We've got a bunch of those resources, and you can swipe them, deploy them, and get them into place. Any final words, boys?
No, just if you have a leadership team, make sure that they're bought into the vision and the plan. If you are the leader, or if you're having leadership issues, then look at the helm first and solve that before you do anything else. And take everything that we've taken on board into your own team. Like they can get their team to do a disc profiling. They can get their team bought into the vision. They can book out the Park Hyatt and fly their team from Australia to New Zealand.
Yeah.
You can do it, like these same lessons will apply to your building company as well and have literally the exact same impact that we've all made here as well.
Absolutely. A couple of great books that help with implementing, giving context around this. Who by Jeff Smart, that's Who, like the owl.
Yep.
And then Multipliers by Liz Wiseman, 2 brilliant books that help you really grow your leadership skills and become a more effective business
And then
owner.
lastly, The Motive by Patrick Lencioni.
Yes, absolutely. Love Patrick.
Awesome. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Thank you.
See you guys.
Want to go more in depth on today's topic and buy back more time whilst earning more money? Get a free business health audit and plenty of free resources over on our website, theprofessionalbuilder.com.